Hello and welcome back. My name is Rutvik. In our today's lecture, we will learn a topic called parts of speech. Now this topic is one of the most important topics in English grammar, and that's why we have to learn this. There are total 8 parts of speech, and in this video I'm going to cover each of the part. I'll give you the understanding of those parts. At the same time, I'll share some meaningful examples. So looking at those examples, you can be more clear about this topic. Let me tell you one more thing, that if you think that if you are not clear with the parts of speech and that's why you cannot learn English, no, that's a myth, because parts of speech is just for the basic understanding, and if you don't know this, it doesn't mean at all that you cannot learn English. But yes, certainly if you know this, your learning can become faster, because in the coming sessions we'll be using certain words like noun, verb, adverb, adjectives. At that time, if you are not aware about these words, it can create a little confusion and it can hamper your learning. So let's get started. If you have any questions or queries, you can write in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. So let's move ahead. These are the 8 parts of speech. These are verb, noun, pronoun, adjective, adverb, preposition, conjunction, and the last is interjection. We are going to talk about each of the part with some examples. The first comes verb. Okay, so the verb is a word which talks about all the present activities and actions in a sentence. If I give an example, when I say that I'm speaking, for me the activity is to speak, hence speaking becomes a verb in this sentence. If I say that Rohan is writing a letter, the activity which Rohan is doing is to write. So in that sentence the verb is writing. If I say that I'm listening to the songs, the action which I'm performing is to listen to the songs, hence the verb is listening. So I have mentioned a few of the verbs in this table which can help you understand this topic better. These are all the routine activities which we perform in the day-to-day basis, like to play, to eat, to walk, to hold, to fall, to catch. So as you can see, numerous examples of the verbs. These are all the routine actions and activities. So I have made an activity for you. I'm going to show some examples to you. You have to read the sentences carefully and then you have to identify the present verbs in those sentences. So I hope that you are ready with your pen and paper. Here we go. The first sentence is, Sachin plays cricket every day. Can you identify the task which is being performed by Sachin? Okay, moving ahead. Dogs are barking now. Next, my phone helps me use many applications. The action, activity in this sentence. Okay, I'm sure that you will be able to find this. I wake up early in the morning. And the last, teacher asked a question to me. Okay, I hope that you are ready with your answers. If you are not, you can pause this video and then you can again play when you are ready. Let's understand the answers. Let's have a look at the key and verify with your answers. The first, Sachin plays cricket every day. So the task being performed by Sachin is play. Hence, plays becomes a verb in this sentence. In the second sentence, the activity being performed by the dogs, that is to bark. Hence, barking becomes a verb. Okay, in the third sentence, the activity of a phone, that is to help us use many applications like camera, WhatsApp, etc. So phone helps us to access websites, hence the verb becomes helps. The next comes, I wake up early in the morning. The action is to wake myself up. Wake up is a verb in this sentence. Now it is a kind of a phrasal verb. There are many phrasal verbs which we use daily, like get up, dress up, brush up, write up. The most common and the popular nowadays is lockdown. And the last sentence, that is the example of simple past tense, that is teacher asked a question to me. The activity performed by the teacher was to ask. So in this 5 sentences, I have tried to use variety of structure which talks about the past tense, present tense, the continuous forms of the verbs. I hope that this topic is clear to you. Furthermore, there are many categories in these verbs and which is not possible to cover each and every category in this video. So we may make a new video altogether in the coming session. Moving ahead, the second comes noun. Now the definition of noun is very simple. Everything you look around is noun. So what I'm looking around in my class is I'm seeing a chair, I'm seeing a blackboard, I'm seeing a phone, there is a computer, printer. All these objects are the nouns. Generally nouns are the names given to the different objects. Objects can be anything. It can be a person, place, animal, flower, day, months, etc. So we use to tag the things, and those tags are known as the nouns. Let's understand through some examples. Here it is: bottle, class, watch, team, love. Yes, it's also a noun because it's a kind of feeling. Arjun, bag, and etc. Again, the activity continues. You have to identify the present nouns in the sentences. So let's start. The first sentence is I live in India. The next comes I love to play with my dog. Can you identify a noun in this sentence? The third is Taj Mahal is a symbol of love. There are 3 nouns in this sentence. I hope you are able to identify those. The fourth sentence is Christmas comes every year during winter. And the fifth, Sam goes for swimming every Sunday. There are 2 nouns present in this sentence. Okay, I hope you are ready. So let's verify your answers. Okay, the first sentence says I live in India. Here the noun is India because it's a name given to a country where we live. Right, so it's a proper noun. In the next sentence, the noun becomes dog because dog is a kind of creature which exists in the earth. A dog is an animal which has 4 legs, which used to run, which used to bark, which has a tail and a tongue out. Yes, that's the characteristics of the dogs, and under that category all the different breeds come. So it's a collective noun which talks about the collection. The next sentence, we have, as I said, we have 3 nouns present in this sentence. First is the Taj Mahal, that is the name of the monument. Second is a symbol, and the third is a feeling, that is love. So love is an abstract noun because we cannot count love, we cannot calculate the sentiments. Hence it comes under a category of abstract noun. In the next sentence we have 2 nouns. The first is Christmas and the second is winter because Christmas is a name given to a festival, whereas winter is the name of the season. And in the last sentence again we have 2 nouns. The first is Sam, that's a proper noun, that's a title of the person, and the second is Sunday, that's the title of the day, that's a day. So there are lots of categories of nouns, and again we'll create a new video. I'll share that video in this channel very soon to talk about this topic in depth. Moving ahead, the next part is pronoun. Okay, so pronouns are the words which are the replacements of the nouns. When we don't want to repeat the nouns again, we have to use the pronouns. So some of the common pronouns are, I have listed here. These are I, we, you, he, she, it, they. We use this very often when we don't want to repeat the names again. On the other hand, we have that, which, who. For example, Mercedes is a car that I love the most. Diwali is a festival which comes during every October or November. Shyam is a person who is my friend. So these are some of the examples of the pronouns which we use. I'm going to show some examples. Don't forget, you have to identify the pronouns from those sentences. Here comes, I and Ram are playing chess now. We are enjoying. Can you identify any word which replaces the nouns? The next sentence says, Dhoni is a batsman. He plays sensibly. Okay, moving ahead. My dog's name is Blackie. It is very faithful. There is a pronoun which avoids the repetition of the noun again. We will be late if we don't hurry up. And the last sentence, they are my friends. Let's look at the answers. The first sentence, the pronoun is we because it replaces the words like I and Ram. So instead of repeating the same names again, we simply can cut those words by using we, which makes our sentence very simple and easy to understand. In the next sentence, we have a pronoun that is he. Now he is a word which is used in replacement of the masculine words. So Dhoni is a name. Instead of repeating the name again, we used he. In the third sentence, Blackie is replaced by it because it is a dog's name. In the next sentence, we have 2 pronouns, we and you. These both are the replacements of the nouns. And the last, they are my friends. So instead of giving names of all the friends, we are simply using the word they. So this is about pronoun. I hope that it is clear to you. Moving ahead, the next part is adjective. Now it is a very important topic among all the parts and it is equally easy to understand. Adjective is a word which talks about the quality of all the nouns. If I say a black car, so black is an adjective. If I say that lovely music, it talks that which kind of music it is. The lovely word is an adjective. If I say that a tall boy, tall is an adjective. Numbers also act the role of the adjective. So if I say 2 students, the 2 word says it's an adjective which shows us the quality of the boys. How many boys are there? So the answer is 2. Hence it's an adjective. So let's understand by looking at some of the examples. Tall, tall boy, short girl, funny story, horror movie, red wine, sad ending, white horse, sweet memory, two friends, smart boy, and etc. Now here, it's your turn now. You have to identify the words which qualify the nouns. Here we go. The sentences are: last night I watched an action movie. Let me give you a hint. There are two adjectives present in this sentence. Kohli is an aggressive batsman. The word which talks about the personality is an adjective in this sentence. India is a developing nation. Cheetah is the fastest animal on earth. Okay. And the last, he has a black car. Fine. Let's look at the answers. Last night I watched an action movie. Last night, the last word is an adjective which is precising a night. At the same time, action movie, which talks about the kind of movie I watched. There might be different kinds of movies like action, horror, romantic, revenge. In this sentence we have an adjective that is action movie. Okay. The next sentence, it's very interesting. Kohli is an aggressive batsman. There is a word which defines a personality, and that's nothing but aggressive. Through this word we can identify the quality of a batsman, that is aggressive. So aggressive becomes an adjective in this sentence. India is a developing nation, like we have different nations: developed nation, developing nation, underdeveloped nation. By using this word we are talking precisely about the nation. The next sentence, cheetah is the fastest animal on earth. Cheetah is an animal, but which kind of animal it is? Well, it is the fastest animal. By using this word we are qualifying the noun, that is animal. And last, it's very easy to identify, he has a black car. Which kind of car he has? Black. So black is an adjective. So now these all are the words which help us to qualify the nouns. Hence these are known as the adjectives. Moving ahead, the next part is adverb. As the adjective shows the quality of the nouns, adverbs show the quality of the verbs, at the same time adjective as well, and the adverb itself. When I say that I speak slowly, by using the word slowly, I am qualifying the way of my speaking, that is slowly. If I say that I speak honestly, honestly word defines the activity of the verb here in this sentence. If I say that my friend drives very fast, right? By using this word very and fast, we are qualifying the activity being performed. When I say that he sings amazingly, amazingly is a word which shows the quality of his singing. Likewise, we have different examples. Let's look at the table and understand. Angrily, softly, smartly, boldly, poorly, finally. So we have understood that generally the words which end with ly are known as the adverbs. That is one of the qualities to identify adverb. On the other hand, we have also different kinds of words like always, never, often, seldom. If I give an example, I always go to temple. So always shows the quality of the verb, that is to go. I never smoke. Right? So by using this word never, I am emphasizing more on the quality of smoking, frequency of smoking rather. I often visit my friends, which shows about the frequency of this verb being performed, and so on. Let's move ahead. Your task now, you have to identify the adverbs from the sentences. The sentences are, the first is Rahul acted wisely. Remember that you have to identify a word which can help us understand the verbs clearly. Next, Shreya sings beautifully, right? It's an easy example. He made his decision quickly. Okay, moving ahead. Rohan drives car very carefully. I'll give you a hint. In this sentence we have two adverbs present. And the last sentence, elephant is an extremely strong animal. In this sentence we have a noun, an adjective and an adverb as well. Let's look at the answers. The first sentence says Rahul acted wisely. The adverb is wisely because it talks about the Rahul's quality of acting. If I ask a question, how did Rahul act? The answer would come wisely. So it becomes an adverb. In the second sentence, it's very easy. Shreya sings beautifully. By using this word beautifully, we are adding values to her singing quality. So it becomes an adverb. Third sentence says, he made his decision quickly. Quickly word shows us the way he made his decision. It can be slow decision, a fast decision, right decision, wrong decision. all these words which can talk about the quality of making decision are the adverbs. In this sentence we have a word called quickly, so it's an adverb. Okay, next sentence is little tricky. There are two adverbs present in this sentence. The first is carefully, because when we use the word carefully, it already talks about the quality of Rohan's driving. By using the word very, we are emphasizing more on the adverb. It might be somewhat carefully or less carefully. In this sentence we have very carefully, so very verb is an adverb which qualifies the adverb, that is carefully. And the last sentence, we have a sentence that is a little complicated, but let's understand this in an easy way. In this sentence we have a noun, that is animal. We have an adjective which talks about the noun, that is strong animal. So strong is an adjective. Again we have a word which qualifies the adjective, that is extremely. So extremely strong animal. If you look closely at these three words, in these three words we have two adjectives, extremely as well as strong. So in that case extremely becomes an adverb. So when we have two adjectives present in a sentence, the first adjective is known as an adverb. So this is about adverb. Moving ahead, the next part is preposition. Prepositions are the words which help us to identify place, position or time of the objects. So let's have a look at the table. There are more than 100 prepositions, so we cannot cover each and everything about preposition in this video, but let's try to understand it in brief. Here is a table which talks about some of the prepositions. These are at, with, off, onto, beneath, across. For example, if I say I'll see you at night. So at word which talks about the time. If I say that I'll come with you, which talks about my position being with you. If I say that above, the temperature is above 30 degrees Celsius, which talks about the temperature. When I say that my house is next to the temple, by using the word next, we can easily understand the position of my house. Let's have a look at some examples. A pen is on the table. Can you identify the position of a pen? Yes. On what basis you can identify? That word is a preposition. You have to list it down. The next is, birds are flying over the building. What is the position of the birds? And on what basis you can identify that position? Dog is running behind the cat. Right? We have a word which can help us to identify the position of dog as well as a cat. We'll meet at 6 in the evening. There are two prepositions present in a sentence. The both are talking about the time. And the last sentence, situation is under control now. This sentence talks about the status of the situation. And there is a word which can help us understand this sentence better. Let's have a look at the keys. In the first sentence, the preposition is on, which helps us to identify where the pen is. Whether it is under the table, on the table, where exactly it is. The second sentence says birds are flying over the building. We use this preposition when the objects are in movement. For example, clouds are hovering over the building. A plane is flying over the tower. When the objects are in movement, we use this preposition over. In the next sentence, we have behind. By using this word behind, we can easily say that a cat is leading the dog. In the next sentence, at 6 in the evening. These both are the time prepositions. We use at when we are very specific about the timing. For example, we'll meet at 11. We will have a meeting at 12. So before the timing, we have to use the preposition at. When we talk about in is a preposition we use to mention the part of the days. For an example, I'll see you in the morning, I'll see you in the afternoon, I will see you in the evening. But there is an exception. For night we use at. I'll see you at night. In the next sentence, the preposition is under because it talks about the status of the situation. Situation is under control. It's in the favor. Everything is good now. So these are the brief about preposition, and we may talk in depth about this topic in the later videos. Moving ahead, the next part is conjunction, and this is one of the most favorite parts of mine. Conjunctions are the connectors. These are the words which help us connect different thoughts, different ideas, different sentences and phrases. And when we use the conjunctions in our sentences, we can actually make our sentences complex. That help us to showcase the range of grammatical knowledge we have. So here are some of the conjunctions. These are and, but, because, though, although, yet, nor, either, neither, etc. It's your task now. You have to identify the conjunctions. Remember that words which connect the phrases, sentences or ideas. Here we go. Adya and Vivan are playing in the garden. There are two nouns. We have already studied about the nouns. There is a word which connects both the nouns. Which is that word? In the next sentence, she is in hospital but she is well. There is a word which talks about the contrast. I am tired because I have walked 10 kilometers. Sneha studies hard, yet she doesn't score well. And the last, what would you like to have, tea or coffee? Okay, I hope that you are ready with your answers. Let's discuss the same. It's very easy. The both nouns are Adya and Vivan. These are the proper nouns. These are the tags given to the persons. And is a conjunction which help us to combine both the nouns. Now if you look closely at this sentence, we have two different sentences present here. The first is she is in hospital. The second, she is well. By using the word but, we are combining both the ideas and we are making it all together a single sentence. But talks about the contrast. She is in hospital but she is well. That means the second sentence is in opposition of the first sentence. The third sentence is I am tired because I have walked 10 kilometers. We have two clauses. First is the dependent clause and the second is independent clause. The first is I am tired. The reason behind that, because I have walked 10 kilometers. So instead of saying the same in two sentences, we can connect them by using the word because. Sneha studies hard, yet she doesn't score well. There might be some problems. She studies very hard, but she is not able to score well. And the last sentence, it's very common. What would you like to have, tea or coffee? We are giving an option by using a word or. So that's about conjunction. There are lots of conjunctions and you can always identify while reading. Moving ahead, the last part of this topic is interjection. Interjections are the words which are independent and which has no connection with the nouns or verbs or any parts of the speech. These are the natural expressions which help us to convey our sentiments better. For an example, as you can see on the screen, like oh, well, alas, hey, hi, these are the expressions which come naturally. Some examples, wow, what a car. What, have you broken the glass? Hey, listen to me. Oh, that place is so crowded. And the last, alas, he failed in exam. It's very easy. I'm sure you must have identified all the interjections without even noting. Let's understand each of them in brief. The first sentence says, wow, what a car. In this sentence, we are showing that how amazed we are. The second sentence, what? It's a feeling of surprise, that we are surprised to see something. That's a broken glass. Hey, it's a very common expression we use every day. In the next sentence, oh, that's a word which shows our sentiment when we are not happy or something which we were not expecting. And the last sentence, Allah shows a feeling of sadness because we heard that he failed in exam. So this is about the all parts of speech and I'm sure that you must have understood this. I'm again repeating all the parts in a nutshell. So if I brief in a nutshell, verbs are all the actions and activities. For an example, I sing, he goes, they play, my friend writes. These all are the actions and activities. These are known as the verbs. Nouns are the names given to the different places, persons, emotions, animals, flowers, etc. like computer, mobile phone, France, Eiffel Tower, love, anger, Sachin, and so on. Pronouns are the words which help us replace the nouns like I go, they come, she eats, we have, they run, etc. Adjectives are the words which help us to understand the quality of the nouns like a tall boy, a short gun, red car, beautiful lady, smart boy, and so on. Adverbs help us to understand the quality of the verbs, adverbs and the adjectives itself. For example, I drive fast, he eats slowly, they come late, I always go, he never smokes, extremely beautiful car, somewhat technically, and so on. Prepositions are the words which help us identify the place, position and time of the objects. For example, in the morning, in the evening, in the box, on the table, under the tree, behind the cat, next to the temple, and so on. Conjunctions are the words which help us connect the ideas, thoughts and the sentences. For example, he and she. He came, but she was not there. He is fat because he eats a lot. He is fit because he works out a lot. He is rich yet unhappy. I studied, therefore I cleared the exam, and so on. And the last interjections are the all expressions which come naturally, like what a car. Oh, I'm surprised to see this. What? Is he not there? Etc. So I believe that I have been able to make this topic clear to you. In case of any questions or queries, you can contact me on my email and I'll be definitely responding to your mails. If you have liked this video and my way of teaching, you can subscribe to my channel. I'll be uploading a series of videos on different parts of grammar that can help you learn English. You can also share this video with your friends and family members. So stay tuned, keep learning, and I wish you all the best.